If you want to see what 20 items I have in my office emergency kit, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène with another video, and I am so excited to bring you this video because it's a collab. Yes, it is a collab with a woman I admire here on YouTube. She's just fabulous, Cara C. Yes, I am an official Care Bear of Cara C's. She is a fellow YouTuber who has a channel with a variety of different types of content. She does reviews, she does commentary videos, she does makeup application videos, first impressions. She does a shop with me type video series as well when she's trying to decide during a sale what she will and won't get. And she also has a very soft spot in her heart for Canadian-owned indie brands, including Aboriginal-owned brands as well, which I think is fantastic. So I am so pleased to be collabing with this fellow Canadian, and I think that we will have very interesting perspectives on what it is that we chose to talk about. And I am sure that at this point you want to get to the meat of the video, which is this little pouch. This little pouch includes the products that Cara and I agreed to talk about. And that is if you had a pouch of no more than 20 items to keep in your office to make sure that this kind of stayed okay or could be fixed, because sometimes you're in the office and you have a very important meeting to go to or something to take care of, and you can't have your whole makeup collection at the office unless your office is YouTube. What are the 20 items that you would keep that would address most of the problems or issues you might come across in needing a little help to stay looking put together throughout the day? Now, one of the things that I did not put in here that could have, it depends on the kind of clothing you wear, is an extra pair of pantyhose. It's important. It's really hard to feel put together and on top of things when you got a big run in your pantyhose. Just what it's like. But it depends what you wear. I tend to wear a lot of pants too, but when I am wearing a skirt, I could tell you I have an extra pair of pantyhose somewhere. Anyway, I've just opened it up, and I'm going to pull out the various items one by one, and a lot of them they're in here for peace of mind, sometimes even more than thinking I'm going to use them, if that makes sense. So these are things that would save my bacon if I am in dire straits and needing to either put myself back together during the day, or I'm heading out to an evening function straight from the office, don't have time to go home. Okay, so let's get into the 20 items. First item, deodorant. If it ends up being a very stressful, tough day, even the best deodorant can fail on you. So to me, a small bar, so I would actually have a travel size, not as big as this, but I don't have one with me right now. That is definitely an item that I would like, because if you feel like you're stinky, it's really hard to be confident. Another one, because I have troublesome hair, flyaways and stuff is always a problem, especially if I have my hair in a ponytail or a bun. So definitely a bottle of hairspray. I would go with travel size again, but I just put whatever I had at hand here. So a bottle of hairspray, definitely. Next up, and here I am just checking my eyes right now. Next up is a travel size of Q-tips that you can always refill. This is a lifesaver when you need to clean up a little bit of a makeup mess. Sometimes your liner will run, sometimes liner gets pools on the inside of your eye, on inner lid of your eye, or you realize you were reapplying mascara and all of a sudden it got on your eyelid. You can let it dry and just flake it off with Q-tips. Q-tips are fantastic. They also do a good job of helping you clean off if you went over the line for your lipstick and you don't have lip liner. Using a Q-tip works really well. I'm also a big believer in having Kleenex at hand, especially if all of a sudden you realize you're going to be in maybe in a difficult situation where you may, shed a tear or two, or you have a bad cold and you run out of Kleenex on the go. To always have some Kleenex to bring with you on the go in that little emergency pouch is pretty important in my opinion. Next up, in an indescript container, I think we know what this might be, feminine products. Again, sometimes you can be caught off guard needing some extras, and so I keep 3 or 4 of these little feminine hygiene products in this pouch, and it doesn't have any sort of writing on the outside, so it's quite discreet. You can throw it in your purse last minute from the kit if you realize that you are in need of them. Again, they're not all necessarily beauty things, but boy does it show on your face when you're having, a situation, right? Next up, I have a product that is really tried and true for me. I have used this product for years, and it is the Lancôme Dual Finish. And it is a powder foundation and also touch-up product. And it has a nice big mirror, which is going to come in handy in just a second, and also an applicator sponge that you can leave right in with it. This is dual purpose. So you have your either to do a foundation look or to touch up your foundation, whether it was applied as a liquid or a powder earlier in the day. This is good for touch-ups. You just want to make sure that it matches your skin tone. And then the mirror you can use for every other makeup product that I'm going to show you. So you don't have to have another mirror in this kit. The dual finish does a lot to make me feel like I don't have to worry if I need to touch up. In here I also have a bronzer, and it is the Becca Bronze Bondi, and a sample will do, so it looks about the size of an eyeshadow, and it is multi-purpose. This little product can help you with a cleanup of the crease if you tend to have a crease area that creases. You want a bronzer in your skin tone, but it is amazing how easily just a little bit extra as a kind of transition color cleanup a properly shaded bronzer for you can do. It does wonders. And with that, I would have a double-ended brush with a brush that I can use in the crease, going into the bronzer and just cleaning up the crease if I'm going from daytime at the office to evening. And of course the fluffy side to go into the bronzer and just liven up the cheeks a little bit or do a little bit of contour. So this is just kind of a refresh along with the dual finish to just refresh the face if I'm going to be out for many hours after my office duties. So of course these count as 2 products, and I think actually I may have counted 1 and 2, I'm not sure, but anyway, these are in the kit. Okay, another big one. When has it happened where your manicure is looking great and all of a sudden you break a nail, you chip it somewhere, and you have 1 or 2 nails that are no longer looking good, and they're chipped enough that you're self-conscious about them? Little nail polish remover wipes are fantastic. I always carry them when I'm traveling, and having a couple in this emergency pouch I think is a good idea because, again, peace of mind. Chances are you'll never use them, but let's say all of a sudden you have the most important meeting of the quarter and your nails had a rough morning or rough afternoon, you're going to an evening function, you can take your nail polish off, and maybe bare nails are better than your current circumstances. So I love these, I swear by them. A few tools that I think are really important is a small pair of sewing scissors. You can use those for little threads here and there without pulling them and damaging your attire. And also they can be used for all sorts of things. Sometimes I've had a weird eyebrow hair that just sticks out, and I don't necessarily need to pull it out. Maybe I just need to trim it. So these have been really great for clothing issues or little errant hairs or whatever that I might be dealing with. And a pair of tweezers. I don't know why, but once in a while I will pop out of the bathroom stall, look at myself in the mirror in a public bathroom, and I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but all of a sudden I see something on my face that needs addressing, usually some eyebrow hairs that are showing up that I didn't see when I was at home, and I do appreciate a pair of tweezers, and it's also helpful. We can get splinters, so I do appreciate having a pair of tweezers and a pair of scissors at the ready that I am using specifically for my care and that aren't just kind of communal items. Lots more makeup items. In this case, I also would have a lip balm, depending on the lipstick or lip liner or whatever I'm wearing. Sometimes my lips can get quite chapped depending on the time of year. So I do like the comfort of knowing that I have a lip balm with me at the office. It just gives me comfort to know that I won't be distracted for hours with dry lips because I either forgot my lipstick or I wore a really drying lipstick and I really need something to top it off. I find dry lips really, really distracting, and so this is a very easy fix. It's a couple of bucks and I threw it in the kit. Another confidence building product. This is my Root Touch-Up Pencil, and I love this thing. It is what I use to extend my color between colorings, and right now I don't quite need it yet, but it is coming soon to be needed. It is a very easy application. You just draw on your hair wherever you want to cover gray or your natural hair color that is not what your dye color is. I find having your roots showing when you don't intend to can really impact how you're feeling, and so I think that it's important to be able to touch up your roots unexpectedly, and so I would definitely have one of these at the office. And especially if you're wearing a hat in winter, some of it can get rubbed off or whatnot, and you want to be able to touch up if you want to. Now, every single other product I have here is a makeup item. I would definitely have a few liners. I would have a black liner because that is fantastic in the upper waterline, upper lash line, especially whether you used a liquid liner or a regular liner like this. Sometimes they fade during the day. I find they're the number one thing that fades during the day, and so I would have one, probably a half a size, not a full size, but I would have one in the kit. Speaking of liners, I would also have a lip liner. And very often a lip liner would help accompany a lipstick. So that's one purpose. But also if it's a creamy enough liner, which this one is from Elizabeth Arden, it is the Naked Nymph. You can also draw your whole lip in with a liner, which is very helpful when you have maybe forgotten your lipstick at home and feel like a lipstick is what is needed during the day. Then this one can help out in a pinch. I would also have a liquid liner. This is the liquid liner from Stila, and I do find that that is helpful if you want something that is more precise and smaller line than the black liner. So I would put that one in as well. And just like the lip liner, I would also have a lip product that is creamier than a liner that could act as a lipstick, and the nude sticks are pretty great. They apply very creamy and then they dry down a little bit, and it's very quick to do, and if it's relatively close to your natural lip color, which this one is for me, then it is a very quick way of applying lip color that would be pretty universal no matter what your eye look is looking like. I really like nude sticks, and nude sticks are good for lips and eyes and cheeks. Should say all three here. It says, in this case it says lip and cheek, and so this lipstick you can also sheer out as blush. So you saw me earlier say I had a bronzer, and now I also have a blush. So I find these nude sticks to be quite nice and versatile, and they're also a Canadian company, which I like as well. Last 3 products and we're done. One of them is a concealer. So this is the Boing Airbrush Concealer in number 2. I find that if I have to blow my nose during the day, my little veins on the sides of my nose start to show, and it is not unusual for me to have to reapply. Now, I don't worry about looking in the mirror all day. I'm just saying that if I'm needing to go somewhere and I want to look as put together as possible, having a concealer is kind of a big deal for me. So just a small concealer that I can take with me. Most concealers are pretty small. I would definitely have one in my emergency pouch. Last 2 products. I have big eyebrows, the Brooke Shields eyebrows, and sometimes they go unruly. So I do like having a gimme brow or something similar that I can use to help me tame them a little bit or fill in if the coloring of the eyebrows faded throughout the day. I hate having a patch somewhere with no product. I don't know how it happens, but it happens once in a while. So I do appreciate having that ability to fix it. And then finally, I do want to have a waterproof mascara with me. I do find that applying waterproof mascara over mascara that you already have on does help just waterproof no matter what. And depending on what the situation is, sometimes waterproof mascara is a really good thing to be able to apply. Unexpected things happen. It can get very wet out, or you can be having a traumatic experience or really bad news, and this can be helpful. So that is it. I have counted and made sure there are 20 products in here. The double-ended brush I did count as 1 item, and those are the items that would give me peace of mind if I am bringing an emergency pouch to an office setting or on the go. And I wonder what you think of the selections that I made. Do you have anything that you think that I missed that is absolutely essential? If so, what would you swap out of the kit in order to put the item or items that you feel that I missed the first time around? I'd be very, very curious. Anything in here that surprised you, or anything in here that you think is just extra and kind of over the top? No matter what, I look forward to hearing about those in the comments. And I want to say a big thank you to Kara C for agreeing to collab with me on this idea. And I look forward to seeing what she selected as her 20 items in the emergency bag. Please, please go check out Kara C's channel if you are not familiar with it already. And with that, I say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.